Hey there, McAllister here with Toasty DIY, and today I'm doing a video over my plans for my Pathfinder adventure for my first one. So I bought a bunch of books off Humble Bundle's recent bundle with the tons of I think it's Frog Giant Games, making a ton of different Pathfinder modules, and I went ahead and signed up for all that and got a bunch of these books, and then I went out and bought and made sure I had the rest of the core rule books, the Bestiary and the GM's guide, and in that guide had the Hexploration rules of just 1 to 4 pages, and those got me kind of excited with the idea of Hexploration. So I thought I would go ahead and make a map today, so you maybe see videos on screen or have been this whole time about that. And I just want to describe my basic idea while that plays out, or while I'm just kind of sitting here and talking to you all. So my general idea for my Pathfinder adventure is to try to read through those different games once I have started the game to see which ones are nice little story hooks and then have them baited into it. But I saw that in the GM's guide, you can start as level 0 characters. And one thing that I find very interesting about Pathfinder is that in order to do like the strongholds and creating forts and all that, that wasn't really mentioned in D&D. There wasn't long-term downtime things to do like crafting and such. So I had to buy books like Matthew Colville's to get that sort of stuff done. But I thought this time what I'd do is maybe have my players all start as level 0s in a village and then have them have a problem that's going to require them to travel out alone to the village because no heroes are in town, or they can't afford the heroes that they have asked, or maybe they sent one off and they haven't come back. Go check on them. Essentially, the players will play as level 0 characters, and I will have them living in a town doing their downtime activities and essentially rolling for trying to do a way of like long-term time passage and set this up as a staple of the game, and that it's only interrupted by adventures. So it will not be a matter of they travel out and they need one job after another. It's going to be assumed that once they hit like level 3, they'll be able to just do jobs in their off time. But until that point, these level 0s might be crafting or farming or doing other such settlement activities. And then I'll roll on a big sheet for town problems that could happen. So maybe if I make some sort of farming activity downtime, then they get, there's a blight, and anyone that chose the farming activity won't be rewarded. And if the town goes, a basic health bar for the town, it can be hurt by, monster invasions, goblins, and blights and whatnot. And they have to keep the town alive and just make these basic downtime activities, and that the level 0s will try to keep their town alive while keeping enough coin in the purse to pay adventurers. But there will come a time where these people realize that there's a problem that they're going to have to take care of themselves, and this will spurn them on the adventure path. And when they do their first little one, probably return to being normal citizens until I can, now that they have experience, bring in a real problem that's going to threaten them, and so they have to go. They're either marked as the chosen ones, or they have a greater calling or something. I'm thinking I might have a paladin come in, and he's injured and dying from having just fought with one of the Lich's armies, one of the Whispering Tyrant, I think is the lore of Pathfinder. It's kind of like their Vecna, but he's currently alive. And he might cast Crusade on them, which I think would be pretty cool, because if you're under a certain level, it just makes you believe in this cause over death at any point. So I might cast Crusade on my party to get them started, and I might frame it as this god talking to them and tell them that they're chosen, but in reality it was just the cleric casting the spell, and they may figure this out when they're later in level, when they can start rolling for saves against it, as they're already headed to defeat the Lich. They may decide, is it worth our lives? We didn't want this. That's my general idea. Farming village, slow working, maybe a percentile dice for goblin raids and small things that could go wrong. Maybe they decide to take it on their own to beat this mad gopher that's been out in the field, or these gophers that have popped up, and it's just a large whack-a-mole battle with them and gophers. But since they're low level, it'd be fun to watch. Different ideas, but I just want to take it really slow so they can learn the system, I can learn the system, we can learn the thing that really, I think, defines Pathfinder differently, which will be that combat, and then that downtime kind of activities. I feel like it's a lot more structured for what you can do, but I have to read really a lot more about it before I know. But when I was reading the crafting rules, I was like, wow, I love the idea of crafting in games, but never felt like I really had the time. And I've tried using little extra guides to make it easier for D&D crafting, but I've never really found it to be that way. So that's my general, my idea for a level 0 campaign for Pathfinder, and this is the map that I was making. It's in the Shining Lands, I believe, just up north to where there's a little nice river. I found an interactive map, and I used it to kind of scale out this map so that I could try the Hexploration feature as well. I want to build to the map you're seeing now is the map they'll see, and then I will likely come back in here and add in small things like a goblin encampment, a kobolds nearby, or just look up nearby monsters. Maybe a bear's lair. So when I roll for these random events, then I know where they're happening, and it's like, well, now you have to explore the woods to find it, and it'd be fun to have maybe a pixie who lives in the woods, maybe a fae, maybe a hermit lives out there, and they can recruit him to the village to help it. But I'm not sure. I'm just kind of playing it by ear. This was just me wanting to chat about some of the Pathfinder stuff. I'm pretty excited about it. If you're a Pathfinder pro and you have any recommendations or guides on how to do downtime, please link them to me below and I might take a peek at them. I'll definitely thank you for it if you do. I really just want to get into this new system and try it out, but right now I'm in the middle of my D&D campaign, so probably won't be for a couple of years that I can get that done, but I want to start looking at maybe running a second game on the side for some friends that are possibly moving away, so I can run it online. We'll see how it goes. But thank you all for watching. If you have any questions, leave them down below. If you have any comments, go ahead and let me know. I'll try to respond. And thank you all for giving me your time. I appreciate it. Peace.